Hello, welcome back to Whisky Wednesday. Another Wednesday, another whisky review with me, Joe. So this week I'm reviewing the Sazerac Rye Whisky. Now rye whisky is made from rye grain, funnily enough, that's why it's called rye. And for it to be called a rye whisky, it has to be at least 51% rye grain in the mash bill. So bourbon being at least 51% corn, rye is 51% rye. Rye grain is kind of notoriously hard to make into a whisky. It's a very hard grain to work with. This is bottled and made by the Buffalo Trace company. Bottled at 45% or 90 proof, as they say in America, and it's made in very, very small batches. So to get this in the UK, you've got to be lucky because it doesn't come around that often. There's very, very small amounts of it in the UK. Matured in new American oak barrels that have been charred or toasted. So let's get straight to it. This has won numerous awards and is generally considered one of the top ryes on the market. Value for money wise, it's only about £50 to £60. So it's not cheap, but it's not uber expensive. Colour wise, looks like nice and kind of copper, almost like a bourbon colour, that kind of similar new oak colour. So let's give it a nose. So nose wise, getting a lot of vanillins from the oak, and then altogether kind of quite spicy. So it smells a lot drier, a lot spicier than a bourbon does. So I get kind of like spiced glacé cherries. There's a definite fruitiness there. Apples, cloves, so again it's that kind of aromatic spice. And I'm also getting kind of banana from the oak. And there's a little bit of kind of orange in there as well, maybe orange and apricot. Right, onto the taste. Taste wise, again, kind of comparing it to bourbon whiskies, it's a lot fresher, a lot kind of lighter, and a lot spicier as well. Loads of spice, kind of clove, cinnamon. I'm getting kind of almost like, again, banana that comes through again. Need another taste. It's quite rich as well. Again, a rich fruitiness comes through again, those spiced glacé cherry notes. There's a light oak character, so it's not overwhelmed by the new oak, but it is there, that kind of spiciness. It's quite oily as well, the kind of oily mouthfeel. A bit resinous, again from the oak. Let's give it one final taste. Almost like kind of appley, and almost like an orange oil spiciness again. It is that spiciness that kind of sets it apart from bourbon. Finish wise, it's slightly dry, but then it kind of sweetens up, and again that kind of tingly, fresh spice comes through. It's an awesome whiskey. If you've never tried it, I suggest you seek it out. 8 out of 10 for the Sazerac Rye, and what I'm doing today as well, as a little bit of a bonus, I'm going to make the original Sazerac cocktail. Now Sazerac cocktail was originally used with cognac, but then the Sazerac Rye Whisky came along and that kind of replaced the cocktail ingredients. You can still use cognac and it'll still be a Sazerac, so you almost get to choose, but when you go into a bar, they'll normally make it with rye whiskey, and a proper Sazerac whiskey should be made with, proper Sazerac cocktail should be made with Sazerac rye whiskey. So the original cocktail, I'm going to do it in the original form. You need 2 glasses. I'm going to use my neat glass to actually serve it in. So, first off, I need to, what we need to do is get some ice, pop that into your glass to chill the glass. Pop that in, set that to the side. You then need a second glass. Traditionally, again, the Sazerac cocktail is served in an old-fashioned glass, so something like this would be perfect for serving. I want to use this because it's a new funky glass. I think it will work really well. So, what you need, again, this is the traditional method. You can expand on this yourself, you can do your own twist on it, but I want to show the original method of how Sazerac cocktail is made. In a separate glass, you need 1 sugar cube, pop that in there, and Peychaud's bitters. Again, this is a traditional bitters that were used when basically Mr. Peychaud, I think it was, Amédée Peychaud, Antoine Amédée Peychaud added these bitters to his cognac and made this kind of Sazerac cocktail. So 3 dashes of bitters onto the sugar cube, 1, 2, 3. And these are quite kind of orangey aromatic bitters, a little bit there. So yeah, Peychaud's bitters, you can get these for about 7-8 quid online. You then need to crush the sugar cube. I could use a bar spoon, but I've got a muddler. So just crush that. Lovely kind of pink colour. Again, you could use sugar syrup. You could do all this in a mixing glass, Boston glass. This is obviously the tin part of it, which I'm going to use in a second. So yeah, crush that in. I'm going to leave that in there for now. You then need 50ml of whiskey, Sazerac whiskey. Pour that in. And then all we're going to do, make sure that's all off there. Again, very, very simple cocktail. Just scrape some of that from the muddler. Probably should have used that, but never mind. There we go, it's done. Put that there. Give us a little bit of stir to dissolve the sugar. Try not to spill it like I'm doing. Again, this is why you might want to use a mixing glass, because it'll kind of contain the liquid a little bit better than it would do in air. So stir that up. So leave that stir. Try and dissolve all that sugar. Again, if you do this in a mixing glass, you will be able to do it a little bit faster and dissolve the sugar a little bit quicker. So sorry it's taken so long. Dissolve that sugar in the whiskey. And you can always use a sieve to strain out the big particles of sugar if they haven't all dissolved. So I'll leave that for now. Then you need some absinthe. So I've got the original Absinthe or Absinthe absinthe, which is the original 1934 recipe that was used and produced for the Sazerac family. So again, we're sticking to traditional ingredients, but any absinthe will work. So you want to use 10ml of this, put it into this glass, so we'll discard the ice. Works. So that's just chilled the glass. 10ml of the absinthe. And what you want to do, this is what's called a wash. Again, you could put the absinthe over the ice and coat the ice in, but again, not necessary. You want to coat this whole glass with the absinthe. So basically the outside of the glass has got the hints of that kind of herbaceous, aniseed, licorice notes. So then discard that. So there's no actual absinthe in the drink. Sort of discard it all the way around. So that's that done like that. Again, I'm going to give this a quick stir to try and dissolve some of that sugar, because you don't really want sugar in your drink. This is all part of the traditional method, I keep saying. And I'm going to use a sieve just to catch some of that sugar, because I don't want the sugar in the drink. Pour that in into your serving glass with no ice, because obviously you've chilled it already. Don't want to dilute it any further. And then the garnish is lemon peel. So lemon peel over the glass, around it as well if you want. So when you pick it up, you get the smell of the lemon on your hands and fingers as well. So zest that in. Again, you can serve it with the lemon peel in, without the lemon peel in, but I want to serve it with it in. So pop that in there like that, and there you have a original classic Sazerac cocktail. Take a little sip. Beautiful, simplistic, tasty, and again, you can do it your own way every single time. You could do twists on it. If you wanted to, you could use different whiskey, but for a Sazerac, use Sazerac rye. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know how you make your Sazerac. Please comment on how you think I made the Sazerac here today, whether you've done anything differently, etc, etc. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, guys. Cheers, bye bye.